Hello, Europe. It's William calling from wiwibloggs, and I'm joined by Angus in the north of England and Denise in the Netherlands. And we have just woke up thinking of Melodifestivalen 2015. That's because last night the fourth semi-final took place in Örebro, and we now know the complete lineup for both Andra Chansen and most of the lineup for the final. You guys, first reactions.
I was so happy about JTR. JTR, JTR, JTR. Love that.
Yeah, so happy about both the qualifiers. Yeah, it's amazing. They choose the right songs.
Yo, I'm gonna be sick. Okay, we'll get to JTR eventually. So let's start with Måns Zelmerlöw, the first qualifier. I thought the staging was amazing. They clearly spent like half of SVT's budget for 2015 on his LED screen. Like everything is perfect, every movement, it showcases his biceps. The beginning is so I don't know how to say it. Like it's like dance country. It's just very sexy. No country for old men. And then he starts doing his fist pumps. I'm really feeling it.
Yeah, like the country triangles are so like off-putting because it feels very cowboy. Like a kind of exception to have like cactuses and have like two pistols to like walk out on. And then he breaks it down. He's got his like leather pants swag on. The only issue I think is like the pylons hanging from the ceiling like ruin the LCD going on screen thing. I think like they just dangle and obscure it. But otherwise, it's incredible. Love it.
Yeah, I love Måns. He was amazing, and I was a little disappointed when I heard the review and the little snippet. But I was like, oh my god, this is amazing! I absolutely love it, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but I would be so happy if I would see him in Vienna instead of Eric. So that's a shocker, but he was just amazing, and I think. Yeah, it's like Avicii, Coldplay-ish, I don't know. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, and the background of the LED screens are amazing. And I showed them to my mom this morning, and she was like, oh my god, how do they do that? No.
I would seriously vote for the little snowmen sitting next to him. They're so adorable. And like this appeals to all ages, right? You've got him for like the 20-somethings, the fangirls. You've got the little kiddies who are going to love that screen. I think they've played this really cleverly. I still think the song is just okay. This is a matter of style over substance for me, but I'm shallow, so who cares? A rightful place in the final. In terms of the Eric Måns debate, who do you think will come out on top, Angus?
Oh, see, this is the thing I was trying to figure this out. I think I'm going to have to say Måns probably edges it, but only just purely on the basis of, I think his chorus is a lot bigger. Like, Heroes has a lot more vocal depth to it than Sting, which I think is natural because Måns can sing better than Eric can. But, I mean, his choreography is a lot better for Eric. And I think Eric has stronger staging, whereas Måns has a lot more, like, styling going for him. So, like, really tough between the two of them. But Måns, if I have to pick.
I think it will be really close. And just like you said, Eric's voice isn't that great. And Måns does have a great voice. So I think he will win. But if you look at the staging of both of them, I think Melodifestivalen really wanted those guys to win. So I think, yeah, it's probably one of them. And I think Måns will be the one.
There's just one thing about the staging that annoys me. When we see Måns' face on the LED backdrop, his nostrils are illuminated blue. It's just very off-putting. They need to trim those nose hairs, y'all.
I find it more traumatic when all the snowmen get killed. Like, moving into the second chorus, they all, like, explode and go red and, like, die. And I'm just like, man, that's not a heroic thing. That's villainous. That's, like, snowman genocide. What are you doing?
And, like, don't snowmen melt? Why are they exploding?
Exactly. It's just like, I don't know. It's just like his electropop power. It's just like, pa-pa.
Oh, hey.
Well, speaking of pop power, we turn to our second qualifiers, JTR with the song Building It Up. Now, I don't remember their names, but their names make up JTR. But to me, the J and the T stand for just terrible. I cannot believe this. I know we've got two fangirls on this call, but this is cheap. This is disposable. I hate it.
I love
It's
it.
fun.
So much fun. Like, and I think the staging is really nice to be interactive. Like, they have that good youth element. They have this, like, youthful je ne sais quoi. In the same way that the Dollies do, or Summer and Victor. There's a lot more crowd engagement. They're a lot more fun. And they really appeal to, like, one of the growing demographics of Melodifestivalen. And I love it. I think it's just nice and fun. And they don't take themselves seriously. Like, they don't have Måns or Eric's, like, I've got to be a really cool pop star and be really edgy and have a classy pop song. They're just like, we're going to have fun and swing microphones around and, yeah, guitars. Love it.
And dress terribly and have horrible vocals and run around the stage like chickens with their heads cut off.
And have more energy than Caroline boring Black Swan winning Ingrid. Oh my god.
We're gonna move on to the Swan in a minute, but let's stick with JTR.
No, I love them. They're fun. They are enthusiastic. They were really, really good, and the public loved them. Somewhere in the middle, they were clapping, and the public was clapping with them, so they really liked them. Yeah.
Seriously,
And-
when I'm in Stockholm, I'm gonna light a match, and the stage will explode because of all the hair product. It needs to go.
No, the hair was great. Yeah, it was.
Really
Sorry.
strong hair game. Such strong
Yeah.
hair game.
Y'all
The
are
only
very.
thing I didn't like, the only thing I didn't like was the part where one of the guys was rapping. The rapping wasn't that great, but it was just, what was it, 10 seconds or something. So the rest of the song was good, except the rapping.
The rap really brings the song down. Like, if you got rid of that, I may like just dislike this instead of hate it. But where do you stack this song up against Eric and Måns? Do you think this could be a sneaky threat?
No.
No.
I think, like, there are quite a lot of youth-oriented songs, and like some of the acts from Andra Chansen, I think will go through. I think all the youth ones are just going to kind of cancel each other out. But like they are really good on their own. I think if like one of them, like if it was Isa on her own in or JTR on their own, but the fact they're both in, I think means they're just going to cancel each other out. But they're still really good songs. They're just not in the Super League.
Yeah, it's fun for the lineup, but it's not a winner.
Great. At least we agree on that. Now, moving on to Andra Chansen. One of the qualifiers is Dinah with the song Make Me La La La. Now, this, the 30-second snippet did not impress me, but then the verses, when I actually heard the 3-minute version, were kind of amazing. It really builds up, but then it gets to kind of a flat chorus. The chorus isn't big enough for this song or for Dinah, in my opinion.
I just think it's embarrassing when like your dance breakdown upstages your entire vocals, the construction of the song and the composition. Like it's just dull, generic. She doesn't get ground clearance. It's like boring. I'm bored by it. The only good thing is the dance breakdown. And like I say, like in a song competition, that's not the best thing to be able to say about it.
Yeah. I think it was way better than I expected, and she did good. The only thing I was worried about, she's 30 something and she's dressed like a 16-year-old with the hair, with the clothes, so yeah, that's a bad thing. But the song itself, it was really fun, and the beat was really good, and yeah, I did like it.
I've got three problems with her staging. The first is that her hair, the pink, she stole it from Alexandra Joner in Norway. She needs to give it back. 2, wearing a white jumpsuit is never a good idea. I'm sorry, just look at Dinah, case in point. And 3, when ahead of the dance breakdown, she says, "Let's go there, let's do this, let's go," or something like that. And she just stands there. It's like she's going to sit down while her dancers do everything because she's like 38 going on 50 and cannot move. I think you got to play to your strengths, and dancing is not her strength, y'all.
No, this is just like, she has such like a Gwen Stefani, Iggy Azalea, Fergie vibe, and like she didn't bring it. Like they have so much like, I keep bringing up the word swagger, but there's a certain like, oh my god, like that's so cool, look at her street cred, and she just looks awkward. Like the standing still bit in the dance makes like it's so clear. It's just like, oh, I've got a youth orientated song, but I've got a dodgy knee, so I don't want to put it out. So I'm just gonna like stand awkwardly like a chicken and just kind of like bop.
Yeah. I think if you imagine Isa singing this song, it would have been amazing. But just because it's Dinah, it's just, yeah, not that great.
They were gonna pay for her knee surgery, but then they spent all the money on Måns' backdrop, so there you go. Now, our other Andra Chansen qualifier is the aging singer Hasse Andersson with Gilda Grønne Skogar, Golden Green Forest. Now, y'all, Hasse was adorable. Like, I want him to be my grandfather.
He was adorbs, but the song is terrible. Like, oh my god, I hate it. I just don't get the whole country twang bangy thing. It sounds so out of date. Like, it's just terribly staged. And there were so many, like, there were more deserving songs in the semi-final that should have gone. He got through on the fact that he's a cute old grandpa and he's going to go down in flames at Andra Chansen next week. So, I don't know. I think it's cruel, actually. They've given him false hope.
Yeah, I don't want him as my grandpa. Imagining him singing this song or songs like this all day long. It's just horrible. No, yeah, it seems sweet. It's true. And I think that's the charm of the song, because the song itself is just bad, but because it's an old grandpa, the people voted for him, and yeah, I like it that he's in Andra Chansen just for him, but please don't send him to the finals, please.
And I'm just still really annoyed by his violinist in the background. She was wearing a floral print dress, which is great, but she is all over the place. She's trying to upstage the old man, trying to bring some life, but she might kill him in the process. He could have a heart attack. In any event, we now turn to our non-qualifiers, the first of which was my favorite. It is the Black Swan, Caroline Vinogran. Now, y'all, I'm not trying to call Sweden racist, but this song was amazing, and I think she would have gone further if she was white.
No.
No.
The song was horrible, her voice was terrible, it was all just terrible. Sorry.
I mean, I think she was going for that whole country vibe of like, I've just had a whiskey in the recording studio and I'm like slurring my words, but it's kind of sultry and enchanting. And she just sounded like she was really drunk and like a complete mess. Like, it was terrible. She was gargling her words, she was slurring, and it was just, yeah, she kind of missed the mark, I think.
She does sound like a heavy smoker. I'll give you that. The opening bars, I was like, that ain't a woman. That's a man, y'all. But when she gets to the chorus, I really feel it. It's just a shame I won't be feeling it anymore because she's now out of the competition. All right, see you next year, Caroline. Now, in 6th place, we had Annika Herlitz with Et Andetag. Okay, this is just forgettable. We've talked about this before. We've heard this song every year since 1959. She had some great camera angles. She had a pretty dress. That was it.
It's just like, because she recorded the Swedish language version of Let It Go, and this is basically the same song, and they dressed her up as Elsa to try and make it, and I was into it, because I fucking love Frozen, so it's like, that's my shit. I love Disney, I love that song. But yeah, I was kind of sad she didn't go through. I would rather have had her than Hasse, I think.
Yeah, I liked her, and I wanted to see her in Andra Chansen. Not in the final, but she was good, and her singing was great. Yeah, I loved it, I did, and yeah, I wanted to see her back.
And finally, we have a Midnight Boy who finished in last place with his song Don't Say No. Unfortunately, Swedes did say no. They were not feeling this. You know, it's 1980s, remix. We've heard this before. The look, the styling was a little gross. I didn't want to see all that body, all that chest hair, all those shirtless men. It was just too much.
Yeah, it was really scary.
Some of it was good, but like, yeah, it just like, it had good elements from the 80s, and then also just like some really cringy bits that kind of exposed some weaknesses in his voice. And I don't know, I think if he'd stuck to all the really good bits from the 80s, he would have gone through, and like, he just didn't, unfortunately.
No, I was scared the whole time, and the part where they were singing "Don't Say No," it was like there were some ghosts around them, or the mannequins were singing that. And I was like, oh no! No, it was scary, scary, scary. And Midnight Boy himself, I don't know about him. It's just an act he's putting on, and I don't know if it's true, but that's what I think when I look at him. And no.
Do y'all know Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He looks exactly like them, but with chest hair. So maybe if they need a triplet, they want to upgrade from twins, they could call Midnight Boy. Final question for you guys. Are these the 2 strongest qualifiers from any heat?
Yes, absolutely. It were the best 2 songs, the best 2 singers, and I think, they delivered this time. Yeah.
I'm going to say no, purely because I think Eric and Jessica had a much harder heat in the first semi-final. Like, I think that was the most competitive of all the semi-finals, and I think therefore they had a lot more to do to get the 2 winning spots. So I'm going to say Eric and Jessica.
Yeah, I agree. They definitely blew their entire load on the first semi-final. That heat was packed with acts, and second was weak, and it's slowly gotten a bit more predictable, I think. In any event, that's what we think. What do you think? Let us know here on YouTube. Let us know on wiwibloggs.com and on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, @wiwibloggs. See you later. Bye.
Bye.